live stream?
Yeah, just wait. Yeah.
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 Okay. Now I can see your picture, the picture of...
And then you'll see your shared screen.
Yeah, your name is coming up on the screen, a black
Yes.
screen.
Yeah. So, yeah. So now you can just you can click on the cross and close YouTube and go back to your normal Zoom and share the screen, because
Sorry, there's
now
a...
recording is on. The live stream is on.
Wait,
Yep, the meeting is now live streamed.
sorry, I can hear an echo. I can't hear you clearly. So what's... Yes.
You just need to close the YouTube. It's on live stream already. So just close your YouTube. Click on the X and go back to your Zoom. Just the normal Zoom and share your screen normal.
No, it's not happening. Right now I can share my screen. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji, we can
Yes.
hear you.
Have you closed your YouTube?
I think so, because on the top it's showing as YouTube is flashing. So I just share my verses on the screen.
Yeah, but you don't want the echoing. So if you go to that flashing and just close it, there will be an X. Just click on X and just close it, because live streaming is on.
Oh, I see. All right. I'll just go to Veda base and get the
So get
verses.
rid of YouTube completely. Hare Krishna Mataji, done?
Yeah. So can you all see the verses?
Perfect.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Is it still recording?
No, I can't see the recording.
You don't need to record Mataji because it's live streaming. So it will record
Oh, that's
itself.
fine. All right.
It's
Thank you
done.
very much, Jyoti Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So no worries. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today's reciters are Gyanu Gaurangi Didi in Sanskrit and Bhakti Nidhi Didi for English, reciting from Canto 3, Chapter 29, verses 16 to 30. When you're ready, Gyanu Mataji, please start with invocation 3 times. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Gyanu Mataji, are you ready? Hare Krishna, Gyanu Mataji. Gaurangi Devi Dasi, can you hear us? Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, while waiting for Gyanu Mataji to read, I will start the Sanskrit and then she can join us later. In the meantime, try and contact her by phone. Thank you very much. Om Jnanatimir... Sorry. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 16, Canto 3, Chapter 29. Madhishnya Darshana Sparsha पूजास्तुति अभिवन्दनैः भूतेषु मद्भावनाया सत्वेन सङ्गमेन च.
The devotee should regularly see my statues in the temple, touch my lotus feet, and offer worshipable paraphernalia and prayer. He should see in the spirit of renunciation from the mode of goodness and see every living entity as spiritual.
Mahatam bahumanena dīnānaṁ anukampaya maitriya chaivatmatuleshu yamena niyamena cha.
The pure devotee should execute devotional service by giving the greatest respect to the spiritual master and the acharyas. He should be compassionate to the poor and make friendship with persons who are his equals. But all his activities should be executed under regulation and with control of the senses.
Adhyatmikanushravanān nama sankirtanacha me arjavenarya sanghena nirahankriyaya tatha.
A devotee should always try to hear about spiritual matters and should always utilize his time in chanting the holy name of the Lord. His behavior should always be straightforward and simple, and although he is not envious but friendly to everyone, he should avoid the company of persons who are not spiritually advanced.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Gaurangi Mataji is back, please.
Hare
Oh,
Krishna.
nice. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Can you
Krishna.
hear me, Mataji, now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, Mataji. Sorry about that, Mataji. My laptop is not working. That's why.
That's okay.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, shall I start, Mataji? Okay.
Yes, please. Text number 19. Thank
Okay,
you.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam. All of devotees, Dandavat pranam. Madharmano gunaireteha parisamsuddhasayah purusasya anja sabhyati sudamatra gunam himam.
When one is fully qualified with all these transcendental attributes, and his consciousness is thus completely purified, he is immediately attracted simply by hearing my name or hearing of my transcendental quality.
Yatha bhatarato ghranama bringti gandha asayat evam yogaratam cheta atma nama vikariyat.
As the chariot of air carries an aroma from its source and immediately catches the sense of smell, similarly, one who constantly engages in devotional service in Krishna consciousness can catch the Supreme Soul who is equally present everywhere.
Aham sarvesu bhutesu bhuta atmavastitah sada tamavagyayamam martyaha kurute archa vidambanam.
I am present in every living entity as the Supersoul. If someone neglects or disregards that Supersoul everywhere and engages himself in the worship of the deity in the temple, that is simply imitation.
Yo mam sarvesu bhutesu santam atmani iswaram yitva archa bhajate maudhyar ladasmane vajuhati saha.
One who worships the deity of Godhead in the temples, but does not know that the Supreme Lord, as Paramatma, is situated in every living entity's heart, must be in ignorance and is compared to one who offers oblations into ashes.
Dvisataha parakaye mam mani no vinnadarshinaha bhutesu baddha vairasyana manaha santi mrichati.
One who offers me respect but is envious of the bodies of others and is therefore a separatist never attains peace of mind because of his inimical behavior towards other living entities.
Aham utsa avachaidabeha kriyaya utpannaha nage naiva tusya archito archayam bhutagrama avamaninaha.
My dear mother, even if he worships the proper rituals and paraphernalia, a person who is ignorant of my presence in all living entities never pleases me by the worship of my deities in the temple.
Archadavarchayettava adi swaram swakarma krita yavanna veda swariddhi sarvabhutesva avastitam.
Performing his prescribed duties, one should worship the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in the hearts of other living entities as well.
Atmanassa parasyapi yaha karotyantarodaram tasya bhinnadrishu mrityur vidadi bhayamulvanam.
As the blazing fire of death, I cause great fear to whoever makes the least discrimination between himself and other living entities because of a differential outlook.
Athamam sarvabhutesu bhuta atmanam kritalayam arhayedanamanna abhyam maitra vinnena chachusa.
Therefore, through charitable gifts and attention, as well as through friendly behavior, and by viewing all to be alike, one should propitiate me, who abides in all creatures as their very self.
Jivaha sishta hi jivanam tataha pranabhritiha suve tataha satchitaha pravarastat taschendri indriya vrittayaha.
Living entities are superior to inanimate objects, O Blessed Mother, and among them living entities who display life symptoms are better. Animals with developed consciousness are better than them, and better still are those who have developed sense perception.
Tatrapi sparsha vedibhyaha pravararasvedinaha tebhyo gandhavidaha sishtas istataha sabdavido varaha.
Among the living entities who have developed sense perception, those who have developed the sense of taste are better than those who have developed only the sense of touch. Better than them are those who have developed the sense of smell, and better still are those who have developed the sense of hearing.
Rupa Veda Vidastatra Tatastu Bhaya Todataha Tesam Bahupadaha Sishtas Chatuspadastato Dvavipat.
Better than those living entities who can perceive sound are those who can distinguish between one form and another. Better than them are those who have developed upper and lower sets of teeth, and better still are those who have many legs. Better than them are the quadrupeds, and better still are human beings.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, thank you.
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you very much for the beautiful recitations, Mataji's. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving me opportunity. Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so beautiful recitations. Okay, we shall move into our Bhagavatam session. And thank you so much, dear devotees, for kindly joining this evening and again giving this opportunity to give me to speak and joining to hear. Okay, so before we enter into Srimad Bhagavatam, we shall offer Mangalacharan prayers. Oh. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांशं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांशम्। हे कृष्ण करुणसिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृणुतां स्वकथाः कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्त्वह्य भद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृसतां। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। एते चां सकलाः पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयम् इन्द्रारिव्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे। इदं भागवतं नाम पुराणं ब्रह्मसंहितम् उत्तमश्लोकचरितं चकार भगवान् ऋषिः निःश्रेयसाय लोकधन्यं स्वस्तये नमः। कृष्णे स्वधामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह खलु न शुश्राम्येषा पुराणार्कोऽधिनोदितः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रये। अथ विश्वेश विश्वात्मन् विश्वमूर्ते स्वकेषु मे स्नेहपाशम् इमं चिन्तिदृढं पाण्डुषु विष्णुषु त्वयि मेनन्यविषयमधुरमदपति असुकृत् रतिमुद्वाह तदद्ध गङ्गवघुमुदन्वति। श्रीकृष्ण कृष्ण सकरुष्णवृषभावनिद्रग्राजन्यवंशदहनानापवर्गवीर्य गोविन्द गोद्विजसुराट्यहरावतार योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे बालोऽपि यदनुग्रहात् तरेन्नानमतग्राह व्याप्तुं सिद्धान्तसागरं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे यत्पादाश्रयविरितः सङ्गृह्णाति आप्रव्रातात् अज्ञः सिद्धान्तसन्मनीन् ॐ नमो भगवते राधा गोविन्दाय नमः Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you for kindly waiting. I shall share my screen. Srimad Bhagavatam. The most beautiful part of the hearing is Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we are in third canto, chapter 29. It is the explanation of devotional service. So in this session, Kapila Bhagavan has been describing how to perform devotional service. He started with describing devotional service happens in the three levels. One is mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. So, and after that, he says that whoever is engaged in the devotional service, as soon as he hears the glories of Krishna or qualities of Krishna, automatically his heart will be attracted to engage in hearing Krishna Katha. And also he will get more attachment. Ratihi, Shraddha, Ratihi, Bhakti, Anukramishyati. Okay, in such a way, he was mentioning, giving analogy that devotees are just like a Ganges river flows into the ocean. All devotees are attracted. But devotees means the pure souls, Amalatmana. Okay, Amalatmas, they are attracted to only Krishna. Everyone are just attracted to different demigods, different worships because of the nature of level of consciousness. So likewise, he was describing, and devotees engaged in the service, they do not even desire for the liberation. Salokya saristi samipya sarupya ekatvam apyuta demanam gruhnanti navina matpadanam matsevanam jana. They engage always in the devotional service. So in such a way, he has been explaining, and then one who is engaged in the service, then he needs to see like all the living entities with equal vision. That is the level that one can assess himself and what state he is on, whether he is in the Kanistadikari or Madhyamadikari or Uttamadikari. Uttamadikari means he sees the Lord everywhere with equal vision in all the living entities. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, he sees everywhere. Likewise, a pure devotee sees the Lord everywhere. Okay, that is, but sometimes one may think, even the engaged in the devotional service, going to the temple, Madhyashna Darshana, Sparsha Puja Suti Abhivandanaihi. There, even though he is engaged in the deity worship, but still he discriminates the living entities. Oh, this is a cat, this is a dog, this is a human, like that. So then his deity worship is just like a imitation instead of the real deity worship. Real means Krishna is there in the heart of all the living entities. One side he is discriminating, and another side he is deity. He is worshipping deities. So it is just like a kurute archa vidambhanam, just a show off. And he also mentions hitvarcham bhajite maudhyam basmani eva juhoti saha. But though with that mentality he is worshipped, it is like a all worship, the result of worship, just like a pouring the oblations in the ashes. So likewise, it would not yield the good results when he is discriminating. Yomam sarveshu bhuteshu santamatmanamishwaram hitvarcham bhajite maudhyam basmani eva juhoti saha. So this one exactly Krishna described in the Bhagavad Gita, like Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaya Supake cha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Panditaha Samadarshinaha. This is the Pandita. And then, but how do one respect other living entities? And if he is discriminating and showing enviousness towards other living entities, so there may be even the animals like dogs, foxes, tigers, even the lions or snakes also. But it is their bodily nature. But if we see the only the soul and super soul, guha saiva na dehamanini, but we only see the soul, not the body. Even though it may be a serpent, a dog or cat or a frog, anything, any other living entity. If we discriminate like that, dvishataha parakaye mam marino bhinna darshinaha, when he is discriminating and rejecting such kind of animals, bhuteshu baddhavairasya namanah shantim ruchati, he would not get any peace of mind. So sometimes in the society also we see good people who are cooperating to our sense gratification. Some may not be cooperating to our sense gratification. That is what generally who call it as friends or enemies. But that is not right. That is a mentality of the bodily prakrutaha. But actually, the well-wisher, he just sees only the soul and do on the transcendental platform, not on the bodily platform. Sometimes we may see that he may be hungry, let us by appearance of the poor appearance, we may give some money to him. So likewise, but it is not the bodily condition. So here, we need to see only the soul within those bodies. So, but again, Lord Kapil Bhagavan describes if one is insulting by the bodily condition, but he sees only the body, but actually he is insulting the soul and super soul who are within the body. Then Lord does not accept such kind of, even though he is engaged in devotional service, Lord does not accept such kind of worship. So he says, अहम् उच्चावचैः द्रव्यैः क्रिया उत्पन्नया नघे नैव तुष्य अच्युतो अर्चायां भूतग्राम avamaninah. Bhutagrama avamaninah. He says, my dear mother, even if he worships with proper rituals and paraphernalia, a person who is ignorant of my presence in all living entities never pleases me by worship of my deities in the temple. So, Bhutagrama avamaninah. So this is how Lord is not pleased, even though he is worshipping he goes to the temple, worship everything, all appliances, perfect, there is no. But outside, as soon as he come out of the temple, he sees that, oh, it is a dog, it is a cat, he's a good man, he's not bad. He discriminate the people. Lord will never ever be pleased with such kind of personalities. Okay, so in that way, it was ended in the last session. So today we are going to cover what further Lord is saying. Kapil Bhagavan describes to Mother Devhuti that one has to engage in the temple or deity worship until he sees that Lord is present in the heart of all the living entities. Until that point, deity worship is required because he has to gradually elevate his consciousness. Until that point. But after that also, he can engage himself, but his situation should be, he should not discriminate anyone at all. He is a Madhyamadhikari, he is a Kanistadhikari, he is a Uttamadhikari. He should not see such kind of differences also. He treats everyone as the Lord is present in those bodies. Okay, that is the shloka today we are covering. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, chapter 29, verse number 25. अर्चादौ अर्चयेत्तावद् ईश्वरं मम स्वकर्म कृत् यावन्न वेद स्वहृदि सर्वभूतेषु अवस्थितम्. Archadau archayet. So tavad, it is very important, this word tavad, so long or until that point. Archadav Archayet. Beginning with the worship of the deity, Archayet, one should worship Tavad until that point or so long. Until he realizes Ishwaram Mam Swakarma Kurut, the Ishwaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mam, me, Swakarma Kurut, his own karma, prescribed duties. Karma Kurut is performing. Yavanna Veda Swakrudi, Yavat, as long as Na is not Veda, he realizes Swakrudi in his own heart. Sarvabhuteshu avasthitam, in all living entities, avasthitam, situated. So, until one realizes that Lord is in the heart, in his heart as well as in the heart of all other living entities as well. Until that point, he has to carry out his duties, prescribed duties. Okay. Likewise, he says, the translation, performing his prescribed duties, one should worship the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in the hearts of other living entities as well. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, there are two paragraphs. Can I request two devotees to read? First paragraph, first devotee, another devotee, second paragraph, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Yeah. Worship of the deity of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead is prescribed here with even for persons who are simply discharging their prescribed duties. There are prescribed duties for different social classes of men, the Brahmins, the Vaishyas, the Kshatriyas, and the Sudras. And for the different ashramas, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. One should worship the deity of the Lord until one appreciates the presence of the Lord in every living entity. In other words, one should not be satisfied simply by discharging his duties properly. He must realize his relationship and the relationship of all the other living entities with the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. If he does not understand this, then even though he discharge his prescribed duties properly, there is no use. It is to be understood that he is simply laboring without the profit. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanavad Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. And request other devotee to read the next paragraph, please.
Hare Krishna, can I continue?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji.
The word Swakarmakrit in this verse is very significant. Swakarmakrit is one who engages in discharging his prescribed duties. It is not that one who has become a devotee of the Lord or who engages in devotional service should give up his prescribed duties. No one should be lazy under the plea of devotional service. One has to execute devotional service according to his prescribed duties. Swakarmakrit means that one should discharge the duties prescribed for him without neglect. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. And thank you, both Matajis. So here, Srila Prabhupada is describing about discharging their prescribed duties. So worship of the deity of the personality of Godhead is prescribed here with even for persons who are simply discharging their prescribed duties. Okay, this is essential. We need Lord is present everywhere, but for our material sake, we are in the bodily concept of life. So for us, we need to see the Lord's beautiful form so that our mind can absorb the beautiful form of the Lord's form and how beautiful it is as per the scriptures. Otherwise, eyes may be seeing something else, but he hears. But we need to engage all the senses, means eyes, ears, and the nose, like a Ambarish Maharaj. So in such a way, we have to worship the deity so that all senses are engaged. In the deity worship, all senses are engaged. So there are prescribed duties for different social classes of men, the Brahmanas, the Vaishyas, the Kshatriyas, and Sudras. And for different ashramas, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and the Sannyasa. So Brahmanas, they're always engaging in the Vedas, studying the Vedas and deity worship in the temples. That is Brahmanas' duty, and also guide the society. And the Vaishyas, they engage in the business, Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam. That is their duty. So while doing their duties, so Brahmanas anyway, all the time, they from since morning to evening, completely deity worship under the service of the Lord. But other varnas, Vaishyas, they engage in some part of it in the business, and Kshatriyas in the duties of protecting the country. But still, even they are engaged in other duties, they need to engage themselves in the deity worship. And for different ashramas as well, Brahmacharyam, Grihastham, Vanaprastham, and Sannyasam. All the ashramas. In Sannyasa means completely again. Sannyasa level, even he is above the Brahmana. Okay, generally, most people from the Brahmana level to the Sannyasa, they will go upwards to the Sannyasa. And gradually, Brahmanas in the after Vanaprastha, and then they enter into Sannyasa ashrama. And one should worship the deity of the Lord until one appreciates the presence. Okay, this point, Atmanam Sarvabhuteshu Bhagavantam Avasitam. Atmanam Sarvabhuteshu Bhagavantam Avasitam Apasyat Sarvabhutani Bhagavadchepi cha Atmani. So this is the stage, a completely Paramhamsa, who has realized. Until this point, deity worship is needed. Until one appreciates the presence of the Lord in every living entity. When he does not see any, discriminate the bodies, Lord Shiva says that Guhasaiva Nadehamanini. Not the body. We have to see who is in the heart of all the living entities. Manasaitani bhutani in the all heart of there it comes in the later shlokas as well. Manasaitani bhutani, he says, what is that one in the shloka? Yes, this is Pranamet Bahumanayan. He respect all the living entities. Manasaitani bhutani Pranamet Bahumanayan. Ishvaro Jivakalaya Pravishto Bhagavaniti. Pravishto Bhagavaniti. Knowing that Lord is in the heart of all the living entities, he respect. He does not reject any other, even the snake, he does not reject. He may get fear, but fear is different. But he should not, the nature of the body of a snake, it is biting only, or just it is because he is angry in the previous life, always angry towards many people. That's why he gets a snake body. That is nature of that body, because he has acquired that kind of qualities, anger. But actually, we have to see the soul on its own, it is the pure. Okay, in other words, one should not be satisfied simply by discharging his duties properly. He must realize his relationship and the relationship of all other living entities with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here, discharging duties, Swadharma Yogena Yajanti Mamaka Nirantaram Kshonitale Drudavrataha. One of the statement of Prithu Maharaj in his statements to all his subjects. So when he speaks among the sadhus, he says, he glorifies the devotees of the Lord, saying that Swadharma Yogena Yajanti Mamaka. By carrying out their duties, they are indirectly worshipping me. Yajanti Mamaka. Nirantaram Kshonitale Drudavrataha. So this is a duty of a devotee as well. He carries out because he has acquired all the qualities. Sarvaihi gunehi tatra samasate suraha. All qualities of demigods are present in the devotee, Krishna's devotee. So during that time, he must realize his relationship and the relationship of all other living entities with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if he does not understand this, then even though he discharges his prescribed duties properly, it is to be understood that he is simply laboring without profit. This is basmani eva juhoti saha, pouring oblations into the ashes. This is because the devotees are always within the society, among the people. So he would face so many people. Sometimes he may come across other devotees, non-devotees. So there, how he speaks, how he behaves, that depends on his consciousness. And here, the word swakarma krut in this verse is also very significant. He is one who engages in discharging his prescribed duties. Swakarma krut. Again, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he described every activity, whenever he is engaged, every activity might contain some kind of fault. Let us see that shloka in the 18th chapter. Krishna speaks, but at any activity, it contains some fault, but still one has to engage his own dharma. If he is a doctor, just only execute the doctor duty. He does not have to imitate as a lawyer's duty. It is not his job. He has acquired a doctor qualification. That is this one. Okay, so here it is described here. I think yes. श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वभावनित्यं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम्. So again, there is another shloka comes in the similar way. So he says that it is better to engage in one's own occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. See, if we see, even though our prescribed duty is imperfect, one has to execute that. That is better engagement. Though I can perform someone's duty perfectly. So Krishna does not recommend to carry out others' duty. So duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful actions. This is very, very important. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. So here, the kurvan na apnoti kilbisham never achieves sinful reactions. So one has to execute his own duties instead of imitating others' duty. Okay, so here Prabhupada is describing. So it is not that one who has become devoted, who engaged in the devotional service should give up the prescribed duties. So here sometimes we are in the Grihastha we should not imitate Sannyasashrama or Vanaprastha. We have got a duty to carry out according to the Varna and Ashrama. This is Purusha Subhav Vihitam Yata Varnam Yata Ashramam. Based on the quality, one has to act. But one should not sit. No one should be lazy under the plea of devotional service. Okay, so again, this is very important. And one has to execute a devotional service. Devotee means he is always active, enthusiastic. And one has to execute devotional service according to his prescribed duties. Swakarma Kurit means that one should discharge duties prescribed for him without neglect. Okay, that is what here Krishna says that one has to execute his duties. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. Okay, so that is from this one. And then further, that is that shloka. In the next shloka, here Kapil Bhagavan, he describes what happens if a person discriminates the body of other living entities. So it will create the fear. Fear is the, again, which is as good as death. So that is how it happens. This shloka goes like this. आत्मनश्य परस्यापि यः करोति अन्तरोधरम् तस्य भिन्नदृशो मृत्युः विदते भयमुल्बणम्. Atmanasya parasyapi, Atmanah of himself, cha and parasya of another, api also. Yah karoti antarodharam. Yah, one who karoti, he discriminates. Antara between udaram, the body, between the two birds, when he discriminates, then tasya binna drusho mrityuhu, of him binna drushaha, having differential outlook, mrityuhu as death, vidide baimulbhanam, and it will cause the fear of death. It will cause so like a fear. It is a vulbhanam. It is a great fear. So he says vidadhe. Here Kapil Bhagavan says, I cause it. So as the blazing fire of death, I cause great fear to whoever makes the least discrimination between himself and other living entities because of a differential outlook. So that's in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes asochan anusocestvam prajnavadamsha bhashase gatasun agatasumsha nanusochanti panditaha. Na anusochanti panditaha. A pandita will never ever lament for a living person nor for a dead person, because the life force, it is always active, it is always conscious, it has only changed the body. There is no here, it accepts one body and renounces that body at the end. But in between, it will come across different other living bodies. Those were also bodies. They're also made up of earth, water, fire, and his body is also earth, water. These are all interactions. Etat kshetram samasena savikaram udaprutam. Just interactions between, but actually the spirit soul is moving because he is wearing one body. It appears that for materialistic eyes, it appears that the person's body is moving, but actually spirit soul is moving. And the activities of the spirit soul are in achinchoyam, adahyoyam. There are different ways Krishna describes. So, but actually, we are all living entities, living forces, but wearing different dresses. But change of the dress or renouncing the dress, one should not have to worry about it. This is non-sochanti panditaha. The life force is always existed. Energy will never ever go vain at any point. It will change its form, even though there is a Newton's formula equal to mc square. Okay, the energy, it will change its form, but it will never get lost. But we may think that, oh, my ancestors, they have died, and some person has come into existence in our family as a child. But these are all our conceptions, bodily conceptions. As long as there is a bodily conceptions, not understanding that living life force is eternal, then here he says, I cause great fear to whoever makes the least discrimination between himself and other living entities because of a differential outlook. And purport here, Srila Prabhupada describes, small purport. There are bodily differentiations among all varieties of living entities, but a devotee should not distinguish between one living entity and other on such a basis. Devotee's outlook should be that both the soul and super soul are equally present in all varieties of living entities. Again, Krishna described that in the heart, body of all living entities, bodies of all living entities, kshetrajnam cha mam api sarvakshetreshu bharata mam kshetrajna cha mam api. So Krishna says, I am also present. So in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he says that living entity is sitting there and I also sitting in the body of all living in the heart. Yeshwara sarvabhutanam hruddeshe jnatistati. So Ishvara is sitting there. And there are two living entities. One is the soul, another one is the super soul, who is watching the activities of the individual soul. Bhutendriya antahakarana pradana jiva sanjita. Atma tata prudak drashta Bhagavan Brahma Sanjitaha. One is the called both Atma, another one is the Brahma Sanjitaha. Or Upadrashta, Anumanta, Paramatma. These are different names of the super soul. But one is a Jiva Bhota, is the individual soul. So here, the devotee's outlook should be that both the soul and the super soul are equally present in all varieties of living entities. Okay, that is the vision of a devotee. But if he is discriminating a little bit, then Lord causes great fear to that person who is discriminating. Okay, that is from this shloka. And then moving on to the next shloka. So 27. So here he says that, therefore, my dear mother, Devhuti mother, so one has to respect other living entities as much as either by giving a gift and a respect or through a friendship. So likewise, he should not discriminate by the body by giving a gift or a respect or a friendship, just speaking nice words. Okay, likewise, Kapil Bhagavan says in the verse 27. Atamam sarvabhuteshu bhutatmanam krutalayam arhayeddanamanaabhyam maitriya abhinnena chakshusha. Atamam. So therefore, mam sarvabhuteshu, me, mam is me, sarvabhuteshu, in all creatures. Bhutatmanam, the self in all living beings. Bhutatmanam krutalayam, and abiding krutalayam, and arhyet danamanabhyam, one should propitiate. Arhyet, one should propitiate. Danamanabhyam, maitriya. Dana is the charity. Manabhyam, mana is the respect. Danamanabhyam. Maitriya is the true friendship. Abhinnena is the equal vision. Chakshusha, by viewing. Whenever we see a cat, we may give just pat a little bit in such a way we respect it. But it is not that we like the body because Lord is present in the body of that cat. When we see a dog, we may just give a little bit of food, knowing that Lord is present. But however, we respect that living entity who is enjoying the dog body. So in such a way, even when we see the trees as well, the big trees or any plants, unnecessarily, this is natihimshena nityashaha. One should not cause excessive violence also towards other living entities. They are also living entities. But if you are doing anything, if you are for Krishna consciousness or in the service of the Lord, then it becomes transcendental, not for our sense gratification. Sometimes we are in the grihasthashramas, one may be cleaning the garden, then he has to come across so many things, removing the weed, killing small animals like small creatures, flies, when we would see so many things, it would cause. But as a matter of duty, when we think that this house belongs to Krishna, I am engaged in the service of Krishna service as this servant of this house. It has belonged to Krishna, then it would not cause any sinful reactions. This is because as a prescribed duty, as Krishna again, it comes to this one. The 27th sloka, even though duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. So here, Kapil Bhagavan is saying here how to respect other living entities. By respect, by charity, and by friendship. Atamam sarabhuteshu bhutatmanam pratalayam arhyed danamanabhyam maitriya abhinnena chakshusha. The translation. Therefore, through charitable gifts and attention, as well as through friendly behavior, and by viewing all to be alike, one should propitiate me, who abide in all creatures as their very self. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, there are 2 paragraphs. Can I request 2 devotees to read?
I'll read, Prabhu.
One per person.
Yeah. It should not be misunderstood that because of the supersoul is dwelling within the heart of the living entity, the individual soul has become equal to him. The equality of the supersoul and the individual soul is misconceived by the imperfectionalist. Here it is distinctly mentioned that the individual soul should be recognized in the relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The method of worshipping the individual soul is described here as either giving charitable gift or behaving in a friendly manner, free from any separatist outlook. The imperfectionists sometimes accept the poor individual soul as being Daridra Narayana, meaning that Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has become poor. This is diction. The the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is full of all opulences. He can agree to live with a poor soul or even with an animal, but this does not make him poor.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Okay, can we request the devotee to read next paragraph, please?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. There are two Sanskrit words used here, mana and dana. Mana indicates a superior, and dana indicates one who gives charitable gifts or is compassionate towards an inferior. We cannot treat the Supreme Personality of Godhead as an inferior who is dependent on our charitable gifts. When we give charity, it is to a person who is inferior and in his material or economic condition. Charity is not given to a rich man. Similarly, it is explicitly stated here that mana, respect, is offered to a superior and charity is offered to an inferior. The living entities, according to different results of fruitive activities, may become rich or poor. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unchangeable. He is always full of 6 opulences. Treating a living entity equally does not mean treating him as one would treat the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Compassion and friendliness do not necessitate falsely elevating someone to the exalted position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should not, at the same time, misunderstand that the supersoul situated in the heart of an animal like a hawk and the supersoul situated in the heart of a learned Brahmana are different. The supersoul in all living entities is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. By his omnipotency, he can live anywhere, and he can create his Vaikuntha situation everywhere. That is his inconceivable potency. Therefore, when Narayana is living in the heart of a hawk, he does not become a hawk Narayana. He is always Narayana, and he is unaffected by the body of the hawk. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, Narayana. Here, Kaddam Prajapati, in his prayers, he glorifies Kapila Bhagavan. Tvam Suribhihi Tattva Bhutsayadda Sada Abhivadharana Padapitam Aishwarya Vairagya Yashobhoda Virya Shriya Purtam Aham Prapadye. So Sada Abhivadharana Padapitam, in all times and circumstances, he is worshipable. And he is Aishwarya, Vairagya, Yasho, Avabodha, Virya, Shriya. These are the three. Aishwarya is the all opulence, Vairagya, all renunciation, and Yashaha, all fame, Avabodha, all knowledge, and Virya, all powerful, Shriya is beauty. And all Lord is complete and full in all the six opulences. That's why he is called Bhagavan. Bhagavan means it is the six opulences in full. He is called Bhagavan. It is not he is ugly. He may be rich, but he is ugly. And he has got so much of knowledge, but he is poor. But these are not the qualities of the Lord. He is completely full. Okay, and he would manifest those potencies based on when and where as per the circumstances. Okay, that is Narayan, and by his presence he can make that place as Vaikuntha. So here in this purport, Srila Prabhupada explaining on that context, it should not be misunderstood that because Super Soul is dwelling within the heart of a living entity, the individual soul has become equal to him. So individual souls, in quality, it is the same as Supreme Lord. But it is again in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Dvavimau purushau loke kshara cha akshara eva cha charaha sarvani bhutani kotastu akshara uchyate. So Lord says the 15th and 16th sloka. 15th sloka is Sarvasichaham vidhi sannivishto matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha vedash sarvairahameva vedhyo vedanta kurud veda videva chaham. So he is seated in the heart of all living entities. From me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. The individual soul in the heart in the body, it receives this knowledge, remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness from Krishna. It happens in so subtle that we are getting that, we think that I am intelligent, I remember it, I forget it, but we identify ourselves, but we do not recognize but if we really see, Krishna is giving that intelligence, knowledge, and forgetfulness. It is not ourself, individual. Krishna says, everything comes from me. Tam jeva karma padivim anuvartamanaha. Okay, so Krishna gives that intelligence. And further here, Lord says, Dvavimau purusha loke kshara Charascha akshara evacha. Charaha sarvani bhutani kotastu akshara uchyate. Some are infallible living entities, some are infallible. Falling in living entities, they are in this material world. Infallible living entities in the spiritual world. And again, later on, Krishna speaks about spiritual world. Uttama purushastvanyaha paramatmeti udavrataha yo lokatrayam avishya bhivati avyaya ishvaraha. And besides these two, there is greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, the imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them. So, Yeko Bohunam Vididhati Kaman. Even though He is one, He is maintaining all other living entities. All living entities are plural, but Lord is singular. Yeko Bohunam Vididhati Kaman. So here, Uttama Purushastu Anyaha. He is called Paramatmeti Udahrutaha. He is the super soul. And here further, he says that Yasmat Charam Atitoham Aksharaadapi Chottamaha Atosmi Loke Vedecha Pratitaha Purushottamaha. Because I am transcendental beyond both the infallible and the infallible, and because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as that supreme person. Atosmi loke vedecha pratitaha purushottamaha. The Lord is the supreme. Both He is beyond the fallible and infallible. Okay, that one here, that discrimination is always there. Living entity is always, in quality, it is the same. But in the quantity, Lord is Vibhu, individual living entity is Anu. Anu means small. So the equality of the super soul and individual soul is conceived by the impersonalist. They always say that Aham Brahmasmi, I am now Narayana. You are Narayana, I am Narayana, except Krishna. So they do not include Krishna there. So sometimes Prabhupada mentions this statement, how they make mistakes in their conversations. They address other person as Narayan. You are Narayana, I am Narayan. Okay, so this is how they make mistakes. So here it is distinctly mentioned that the individual soul should be recognized in relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All living entities are children of the Lord. And the Lord goes with the living entity into each and every body of 8.4 million species. So that means either it is a plant, we need to see the Lord and the individual souls, both two living entities existing there. One is the Lord, another one is individual soul. So the method of worshipping the individual soul is described here as either giving charitable gifts or behaving in a friendly manner, free from any separatist outlook. Okay, the impersonalist sometimes accepts a poor individual soul as being Daridra Narayana, meaning that Narayana, the Supreme Personality of God, has become poor. This is a contradiction. This is a contradiction to the Vedic injunctions. It is a man-made word, Daridra Narayana. It is not in the Vedas. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is full in all opulences. He can agree to live with poor soul or even with an animal, but this does not make him poor. So there, the people of Dwaraka city, whenever Krishna coming from Hastinapura to Dwaraka, so Lord is entering the city and then he is blowing the conch shell and everyone are coming to Krishna to see him and gives so many gifts to Krishna. So there it is, Anatta Sabhurja Sruddham Janapadan Swakan Dadmo Daravaram Tesham Vishadam Samayanniva. Vishadam Samayanniva. And the Lord blows the conch shell and giving attention to all the citizens that I am coming, and all people are awakened. Tam upasrutya nirdham jagad bhaya bhayavaham. And he says, Prajaha sarvaha bhartru darshana lalasaha. They are all coming from the homes. Pratyadiyuho sarvaha. Everyone are engaged in the different activities. They wanted to see the Lord as the Lord is blowing conch shell. And then Bhartru Darshana Lalasaha, and they come to see Krishna. And it again there, how they are coming, Tatropanita Bhalayo Draver Deepim Ivadrutaha. And they bring so many gifts to give it to Krishna. Just like one gives, worship the sun god with a small lamp. The sun does not need because he is so effulgent. The lamp light is very tiny, it is negligible, but still those people are offering some small gifts to Krishna. It is with love, so much of love. Tatropanita bhalayo ravedipim vivadrutaha. Atma Ramam Purnakamam Nijalabhena Nityata. Because we give, Lord is fully satisfied by himself. Atma Ramam Purnakamam. And he is self-satisfied. And Nijalabhena Nityata. It is for our benefit's sake. Just like a child, when child gives a small chocolate to the father is so pleased. But father, he has got so much rich. He doesn't need anything from the child. In such a way, those people are giving to Krishna, but Krishna was so pleased. At the time, many people, different levels of people come, and the Lord reciprocates with each and everyone in a different way. There are father and mothers, and so many mothers are there, and his children, Pradyumna, and Samba, like those children, and grandchildren, Aniruddha, like that, and Balaram, and his brothers, Krishna's brother, and Ugrasena, grandfather, and many others. So he has to reciprocate. So in there, it describes, Sutta Goswami says, how Krishna, he is reciprocating with them. He says that Bhagvam Satra Bandhonam Pauranam Anuvattinam Yatha Vidhi Upasangamya Sarvesham Manam Adade. Sarvesham Manam Adade. He speaks Sarvesham Manamadade. How he says, Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, approached them and offered due honor and respect to each and every one of the friends, relatives, citizens, and all others who came to receive and welcome him. And here in the next shloka, he says, Prahva Abhivadana Aslesha Karasparsha Smitekchanaihi Asvasacha asvapakebhyo varaisha abhimataihi vibhuhu. How he is reciprocating with each and everyone, it describes here. The Almighty Lord greeted everyone present by bowing his head in front of Prahva Abhivadana. Prahva by bowing his head, Abhivadana by greeting with words and exchanging greetings, and then Aslesha is embracing, giving hugs to like Balaram, like that. Embracing and shaking hands with the equal, the friendly level. Karasparsha Smitekchanaihi, by and smiling. It may not be possible to greet, go and to give handshake with each and everyone. So looking and smiling like the citizens. And then giving assurances. Some people may be needing some help that Lord wanted to see us, and in such a way they will be satisfied as soon as the glance fall upon them. So giving assurances and awarding benedictions. Aswasya cha aswapakebhyo, giving some of the people, they are expecting, oh, our Lord has come, he may give something, awarding benediction, he may give some kind of coins or change, something like that. They will come and glorify the Lord. Okay, this is how Lord reciprocates, even to the lowest in rank, everyone. Okay, here, can you request anyone to read this paragraph, please? Mataji. Both on mute.
I'll read, Prabhuji. They put to read or?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So to receive the Lord Sri Krishna, there were all grades of population, beginning from Vasudeva, Ugrasena, and sorry, Prabhuji, I'm reading from my mobile. Gragamuni, the father, grandfather, and the teacher, down to the prostitutes and Kandalas, who are accustomed to eat dogs, and every one of them was properly greeted by the Lord in terms of rank and position. As pure living entities, all are the separated parts of parcel of Lord, and thus no one is alien by his eternal relation. Such pure living entities are graded differently in terms of contamination of the mode of material nature. But the Lord is equally affectionate to all his parts and parcels. Despite the material gradation, he descends only to recall these materialistic living being back to his kingdom. And intelligent person take advantage of this facility offered by the personality of Godhead to all living beings. No one is rejected by the Lord from the kingdom of God, and it remains with the living being to accept this or not. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Mataji.
This is how Lord Krishna reciprocate with all the living entities. When we are engaged in the worship of Krishna, a pure soul, almost we are purified, and we act according to the will of the Lord. Lord is in our heart as well. And Lord instructs us, okay, you need to speak this, you need to think like this, you need to act like this. So Lord work through that body, through the devotee, to reciprocate with other living entities. That is the pure soul, or the pure existence. Okay, so coming back to this one. So here the Supreme Personality of Godhead is fully in opulence. He can agree to live with a poor soul or even with an animal, but this does not make him poor. And further, Prabhupada describes about the mana is the respect, dana is the charity. So mana indicates the superior because I am giving some respect to someone. Dhanam indicates one who gives charitable gifts or compassionate towards an inferior. But here, we cannot treat the Supreme Personality of Godhead as an inferior who is dependent on our charitable gifts. He is full in 6 opulences. He gives, he creates this entire cosmic manifestation, and he gives everything. Annad bhavanti bhutani pajjanyad anna sambhavaha. Everything he gives the rains. The gigantic cycle of this universe, it is going on. He extracts the water from the oceans, sprinkle on all over the planet, so that all the living entities through this rain come onto the earth, and they will grow as a plants. And then again they will come as grains, and whoever is eating. So this is how the gigantic cycle, he maintains all the living entities. It's a gigantic cycle. The seasons go on and months keep on going. It's all cycles. Everything is a cycle. As we see the Monday to Saturday again, Sunday comes. Likewise, yugas also come again. Every say gigantic. Yugam Vashayetat Sacharacharam. Everything under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is in full. He does not need anything from ourselves. And so here, when we give charity, it is to a person who is inferior in his material or economic condition. Charity is not given to a rich man. Similarly, it is explicitly stated here that mana, respect, is offered to a superior and charity is offered to inferior. In our pure existence, we do not discriminate that he is a different person. We also see that his need is also our need. That is the reflection. So one of the statement that Prit Maharaj, he says, one of the philanthropic work, that how he has treated his subjects. So here, Atmatulya Parodhyami, Atmatulya Parodhyami. So he thinks everyone equal to himself in the matter of philanthropic work. So he exactly executed all his activities. He says that he was perfect in his shyness and his gentle behavior. When he engaged in some philanthropic activity, he worked as if he were working for his own personal self. Sometimes we may see that one Prabhuji may be financially affected, and other devotees are so compassionate, thinking that, oh, he is also like me, and he is also the child of the Lord. And then he does not discriminate, and then immediately gives as much as he can, as per his capacity. This is like a respect is offered to superior, charity is offered to inferior. The living entities, according to the differentials of fruitative activities, may become rich or poor. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unchangeable. He is in both, who is giver or who is the receiver. So in other way, we are seeing raising ourselves outside of the bodies onto the transcendental platform. That is the pure devotee's stage. Okay, it is the need of the Lord, and it is Lord's money. The other side is Lord's need, or other living entity. So Lord is in the heart of other living entity. And further he says, Lord is always in full in 6 opulences. Treating a living entity equally does not mean treating him as one would treat the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when we see that Pratyadgama Pratyadgama Parishanaya, the Lord Shiva says, Pratyadgamaparishanaya abhivadhanam. He says that I know, O Sati Devi, how to respect everyone, but at that particular point of time, he mentions this Guha Saiva na Deha Manini. In the fourth canto, this very beautiful statement he says to Sati Devi. So talks between Lord Shiva and Sati Devi. So he says, Pratyadgama Prishanaya Abhivadhanam Vidiyate Sadhu Mitaha Sumadhyame Pranehi Parasmai Purushaya Chetsa Guha Saiva na Deha Manini. Na Deha Manini. Saying that, my dear young wife, certainly friends and relatives offer mutual greetings by standing up, welcoming one another, and offering obeisances. But one who are elevated to the transcendental platform, being intelligent, offer such respects to the super soul who is sitting within the body, not to the person who identifies with the body. Not to the person who identifies with the body. Here, Lord Shiva says to Sati Devi that I was in the transcendental state. There, next slow state, Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudev Siddhitam Yedite Tatra Puman Apavrutaha Satvech Tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Hidhokshajo Me Namasa Vidhiyate. Lord Shiva again says, I am always engaged in offering obeisances to Lord Vasudeva in pure Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is always pure consciousness, in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Vasudeva, is revealed without any covering. Okay, this is in that particular state. Swachatvam avikaritvam santatvam iti chetasaha. This is the pure consciousness, is swachatvam avikaritvam, without mix of any passion or ignorance. This is swachatvam avikaritvam santatvam iti chetasaha. It is always peaceful. The consciousness is pure. Vrittibhi lakshanam proktam yatapam prakritihi para. What is the quality or symptom of that pure consciousness is, it gives the analogy that when rain comes, as soon as it touches the ground, it is contaminated. And before it touches, it was pure. Vrittibhi lakshanam proktam yatapam prakritihi para, before it touches. Similarly, the consciousness, as soon as it comes in contact with the material nature, it is contaminated. Yadahohu vasudevakyam. This is called Chittam Tad Mahadatmakam, the consciousness. This is the soul of this Mahatattva. Chittam Tad Mahadatmakam. Yadahuhu Vasudevakyam. It is called Vasudeva. In a pure consciousness state, it is called Vasudeva. At that point of time, he can experience Krishna. So here, he is revealed without any covering. Krishna is revealed to those devotees who are in the Vasudeva Sthiti, when we are offering Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so this is Lord Shiva says here, one should not offer the respects to the person who identifies with the body, but instead offer such respects to the super soul who is sitting within the body, even though he may be relatives, friends, certainly friends, relatives offer mutual greetings. Okay, likewise here Lord Shiva says. Now coming back to this purport, the living entity does not mean treating him as one would treat the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so here Lord Shiva's statement to Sati Devi works perfectly. And compassion and friendliness do not necessitate falsely elevating one to the exalted position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is not that. This is again Lord Shiva's statement here says, so not to the person who identifies with the body. Okay, that particular statement. So here, we should not at the same time misunderstand the super soul situated in the heart of an animal like a hog and super soul situated in the heart of the learned Brahman are different, but it's the same Lord. He can sit anywhere. So the super soul in all living entities is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. By his omnipotency, he can live anywhere. He is in the Goloka Eva Nivasati Akilatma Bhuto. That is his inconceivable omnipotence. He is in the Goloka at the same time in the heart of all living entities. And he can create his Vaikuntha situation everywhere. Wherever Lord is there, all these qualities, the devotees surrounded him. एतद् ईशरिमीशस्य प्रकृस्तोऽपि तद्गुणैः न युज्यते सदा आत्मस्थैः यदा बुद्धिः तथा para. And Lord never come into the influence of the material nature. And also the devotees who are surrounding the Lord, yata buddhihi tata shraya. And that particular place become Vaikuntha because there are no miseries. Not those devotees are not affected by the material nature. So that is the inconceivable potency. Therefore, when Narayan is living in the heart of a hog, he does not become a hog Narayan. He is always Narayan and he is unaffected by the body of hog. Okay, likewise, here Kapil Bhagavan describing and Prabhupada very beautifully explaining to us how one has to see other living entities and treat them. Arhe Danamanabhyam Maitriya Abhinnena Chakshusha. So this is Atamam Sarabhuteshu Bhutatmanam Prutalayam Arhe Danamanabhyam Maitriya Abhinnena Chakshusha. Okay, like that is where I stopped there, and I request dear devotees if you got any questions or you wanted to share any comments or reflections. So kindly ask, kindly share, kindly reflect. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you for that wonderful class as always. Prabhuji, just a couple of things. First, thank you for going back to the description you gave about Krishna entering Dwarka with all the pomp and ceremony. That's such a beautiful description, and I just think I can't help but think how fortunate those people were to see him in person. So that is a kind of a reflection that they were able to associate with him in person. My next question was possibly text 25, but the whole aspect of the soul and the super soul being in every body, and I can get them. But how isn't it difficult to not discriminate when you see, some human beings? You can understand why animals behave in certain ways, but when human beings behave worse than animals, commit atrocities, how isn't it hard to not discriminate against them, but feel like an Uttamadhikari would feel? I'm just kind of conflicted about kind of how I would perceive that. I can understand that, the super soul is within every living being, but how can I treat them with the same respect as I would say a devotee, for example?
So here, the living entity, it is having the subtle body on top of that gross body. This subtle body, this is again Bhumirapo Nalo Vayu Hukam Mano Buddhirevacha Ahamkariti Me Bhinna Prakriti Rastada. Gross body plus subtle body coverings, 2 layers on the soul. And for example, opposite person, after 100 years, what happens to that person? What happens to me? Both are merged into the soil, water, fire, and in the Panchabhutas. And either me, I would not exist, that person. Bodies would change it. Bodies are already changed. But this is only a small window that we are trying to perceive and trying to understand with our mind, our body based on our circumstances. But Prabhupada says it is only the souls are moving, not the bodies, because bodies we are wearing. For example, if I say that my shirt is moving, it is like a foolishness. It is not the shirt is moving. Because I am moving, shirt is moving along with me. Similarly, the souls, the contaminated souls, they are all wandering within this material world, but wearing different bodies. Wearing different bodies according to their consciousness. That's why when we come across different people, they're wearing different bodies. What is their consciousness? Whether we wanted to associate with them or not, what kind of soul this is. In such a way, we have to think.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have one question regarding, as you said, we should not discriminate. I'm talking about non-devotees, Prabhu. So my question is, if non-devotees, they invite us for like a kirtan or some program at home, should we go there because they are meat-eating people? They do all the things which they shouldn't be. So should we attend those programs and have prasadam there, or
No prasadam. Only we go and do Hari Bhajan and only take only fruit. No food to be eaten from the people non-devotees who are like having such kind of habits.
okay? Thank you, Prabhu. Hari Bol.
And generally in Krishna consciousness, whoever is chanting, following rules and regulations, 16 round chanting, and if they have prepared those prasadam, then it is acceptable to take, acceptable for us to eat, but not otherwise. Otherwise, the consciousness would pollute. Yeah, that, for example, if we see in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is a small pastime about Chota Haridas Thakur and Malini, I think it is Malini Mataji, something like that. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent one person for something, and then where he come across in contact with his mind was polluted, and later on whatever the grains or food was brought, and then with that one it was cooked, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was easily understanding that that this prasadam, this is a kind of contamination, and then later on he has called what happened. So you are a new sannyasi, and you should not have such kind of thoughts in your mind towards any other woman. Likewise, he chastises. So little pastime is there. So that means we need to eat the prasadam who are with following 4 rules and regulations and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and following scriptures, associating with the devotees. That is ideal.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. On
Hare
this question,
Yes.
what happen if we go abroad or our relatives are there and they don't follow ISKCON, but they believe in some other sampradaya like Swaminarayan and other thing? What can you do? Because recently I've been to India. My sister was not well.
Yes.
And I have to eat, but and I have to take some food. So I was taking with them what they have cooked.
Yes.
So what
So
is...
there are 2 dharmas. One is called apad dharma. Second one is the dharma in the normal days. Dharma to be followed in normal days and dharma to be followed in an emergency. We do not have any other option.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Another question. Do we take tulsi leaves on Ekadasi or not?
No, on Ekadasi we do not take tulsi leaves. Tulsi Maharani also fasting, so we don't take leaves even Dwadasi day also.
Oh, I thought somebody says on. I think I was listening some lecture and they said you can take the tulsi out from on Ekadasi, but not on Dwadasi. So I was a bit confused. But I have heard before that Ekadasi and Dwadasi you can't take the tulsi because...
Yes, on both days.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. If we wanted,
the
leaves.
What does Mataji mean by saying not taking tulsi leaf? You mean picking from?
Yeah, picking from the tulsi plant. Yeah, picking from the...
Yeah, okay. Picking, I think we don't, even on Dwadasi. But if you already have offered the previous day, it's green. So that you can consume, I suppose.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah.
No, because I have saligram. I have to offer tulsi leaves every day. But what I do, because I pick take tulsi leaves from the tulsi plant day before, so I can offer that to next day. But some people says you can't on Ekadasi and Dwadasi. Some people says yes, you can take on Ekadasi, but not on Dwadasi. So I was.
So Mataji, to be on the safe side, the previous day before Ekadashi, you pick the amount you need for the 2 days, not to disturb Tulsi Maharani. But some people say you don't even water Tulsi Maharani. But one thing is, if we are on Ekadashi, we are keeping Nirjala, then we can understand, yes, we are not eating, we're not drinking, so we don't give. But when we are eating and drinking, why don't offer water to Tulsi Maharani? This I don't understand.
Yeah, and in the summertime, it's like very hot in my house, so we have to give water.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So Amogha Prabhu can put some light on it, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So this on the Dasmi day, so we pick the leaves and then put in a box with some small holes, and we keep it in the fridge and use it in the next day and the next 2 days, Ekadasi and Dwadasi days.
Yes, Prabhuji, but do we offer water to Tulsi Maharani on this Ekadashi and Dwadasi?
Yes, we offered water to Tulsi there, yes.
Yes, because some people say that, oh, you should not offer water because Lord Narayan come and rest under Tulsi Maharani under the plant. But Lord Narayan doesn't need to come only on Ekadasi. He comes whenever he wants. And Tulsi Maharani needs water, mainly if the weather is warm. So I just offer. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can we do Tulasi Parigram on the Ekadashi and Dwadashi? Can we do Deepam and all that for Tulasi?
Oh, yes. I am sure you can do.
Okay,
thank you. Ekadashi is you get more punya when you offer
do the
Deep
parigraha.
and then
Yeah.
Pradakshina. Yeah. So you should do more on the Ekadashi.
Yeah,
Hare
thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Tulsi, here is the Tulsi. And just to show as we are talking. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other questions, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful session. And I just have a question. What about, for example, I would try to formulate my question with an example. If you are, it is my question. Sorry, my question is related with trying to see the Lord within the heart of every living entity. So, for example, let's say if you are walking and maybe by accidentally you by walking you kill an animal, a small ant maybe, but you didn't want to do it. So what about that?
Yes, so here devotee is always chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even though walking, he never forgets. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmarijyata. That is devotee's business is always chanting Tad buddhayaha, tad nishtaha, tad atmanaha, tad parayanaha. So always remembering chanting. So when he was chanting and walking, because if an ant falls on his feet and then dies, it will get higher level body, next higher level body. Because the body of a devotee, deho piddhaivashagaha kalu karma yavat. The body of a devotee, it is under the control of the Supreme Lord. And there is a Mrugari story in our Bhagavatam. So whenever he come across the ants, he will just move this side and that side, and without harming these ants when he is unconscious. And sometimes when he is not conscious and doing some activities, some automatically accidentally happens, then that sin does not touch him. Again, here, this one he says, duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. So, for example, I'm going to the temple, in between, under my feet, this is my duty. And so many living entities fall, and then would I get sin? No. Here, because when I'm carrying out my duty, some sinful reactions, we are not affected by them.
Okay, and another example, if, for example, if you have cats because of your previous conditions, yeah, you have cats at home, and it's, I could say it's my duty, it's my case. So now, of course, I realize that they deserve to be free and okay, but for example, trying to feed them, I'm aware that they, maybe I am committing some faults. So what should I do? Yeah, with this.
So here, what is the need of maintaining a cat? That is coming to the basic question. So what is the need of maintaining a cat? Because we have got attachment to the body of a cat. That is, otherwise, so just like it will be like a Jada Bharat. Bharat Maharaj in his previous life, he has raised one deer because attached to the body of a deer. And devotees, they unless there is a specific reason, what is the purpose of maintaining other living entity? It's generally a question. Of course, generally many people in the small huts in the villages, ashramas, especially ashramas, those living in the birds and rabbits and deers, they automatically come. They do not bring them or feed them specifically. They live, automatically come and automatically go. But if there are people in the ashramas, they give whatever they have got. Some grains or so many things they will give. But some people in the Grihastha ashrama, in the society, they maintain the chicken, cats, dogs, cows, cattle, and many things. And if we are maintaining cow, there is a purpose. We get the milk, and milk is used to nourish the body, and the yogurt, and then ghee, and all those things. Why we need to maintain a cat? We can leave the cat as it will live on its own. We do not have to maintain it.
Yeah, now I'm aware of that, but the cats came to my life before I made Krishna consciousness, so now I'm aware of this. But now I think I feel like this is my duty because I can't. They maybe can't live outside without someone feeding them because they have lived all their lives with me, and I don't know. This is some doubts I have about that.
Yeah, we can leave them as they want, so they will live on their own life. But if whatever we have got, we do not have to buy the meat products and just to feed the cats. That is again the sin because attachment to the body. So if we have got a milk, we can give the milk to the cat. That's what we have got. It is a sattvic food.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Any other questions, dear devotees? Okay. If there are no questions, no comments, no reflections, then we shall conclude our session for tonight. Okay, and see you next Friday. Thank you so much. We shall conclude. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Anantakoti Vaishnava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Everyone,
Thank you.
thank you, Prabhuji, for tonight's class.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the wonderful session, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Prabhu.